It's been a terrible season, really, overall for Spurs. You'd imagine a lot of changes in the summer, but who will stay and who will go? Ali Moreno alongside me to take a look and answer that exact question. Let's start off with Hugo Lloris. Terrible recently. Well, terrible for a long time.
He has been. You know, I don't think he really actually recovered from the struggles in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And he must thank the Lord every day that France won that final. Because otherwise, there would have been a lot of sort of not only fingers pointed at him, but it would have been sort of a Loris Karius situation where you're like, oh, well, this guy.
He's got a big error in him every game.
Seemingly. But man, what's the other option? Gazzaniga?
I don't get a new goalkeeper. It's one that doesn't kick the ball to the opposition.
Gazzaniga.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Gazzaniga.
I know. God.
Team captain as well.
Spurs are...
He's staying.
I've just seen that, by the way. Ta-ta Tottenham.
Oh.
I like that. I like that. That's very good. That's very good. Ta-ta. Anyway, Eric Dier.
Oh, he looks very angry in this picture.
Oh, careful.
Very, very menacing.
Careful.
You know, he's one of the guys that I would say what might have been with Spurs. You think that this guy was going to take his career to a different level, and he has stalled.
Yeah, good World Cup, didn't he, for England? You kind of thought from then.
Yes, but he has stalled to the point to where now it's not only stalling, but kind of digressing.
Yes, definitely.
Regressing and going in the opposite direction. I think he could do, personally, with a change of scenery.
Jan Vertonghen.
He stays because you need his presence. I think in the end, if you're putting together a team, you got to make sure that you keep together some sort of core group. I think he would be part of that core group.
God, we're discussing Ben Davies. All right, then. Stay, go.
Are you looking at them?
I'm looking at the people who told us to do this. Ben Davies.
You can do better than this.
Walks in the room. Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Now, Ndombele, interesting, of course. Big money move last summer. Mourinho's called him out on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
How are you going to sell him on, though?
Well, see, but that's part of the issue. If you are somewhere above Jose Mourinho and Spurs and ownership or people making decisions for the club, you're saying to Jose, okay, look, man, you can be critical of your guys, but do it behind closed doors, because this is what you're doing to us. Yeah. If you're saying this about this player, when we would then try to go and turn it around and sell him to somebody else, they say, well, hold on a second.
Yep.
You give me leftovers, so I'm going to pay leftover pricing. And now we find ourselves losing money. I think he stays.
Right.
And he's going to get beat up for a while by Jose Mourinho, but eventually it's going to be up to him to whether he stands up to it and does well, or he just has a couple of miserable years in him.
Erik Lamela kind of epitomizes everything about Spurs, isn't it? You wouldn't trust Erik Lamela at all.
It's like... He's the sort of guy that shows up one day and he looks pretty good, and you're like, oh, maybe he's got something. But then in a key moment of a game in which you really need him, instead of crossing the ball with his right foot, what he does, he goes a Rabona with his left foot, because that's the kind of player he is.
That was a nice goal, though.
Okay, then he stays.
Lucas Moura, has he still got house money after what happened in the Champions League?
I don't know how many people have house money with Spurs in terms of what happened in Champions League. I think you just have to move on from that and make a decision as to what these players are going to be in the future. I think Lucas Moura can still be useful to Spurs.
Yeah. Son stays?
Son stays.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have to discuss that one. He's the most dangerous player, coming from wide areas and sometimes from deeper areas in the midfield.
Dele Alli or his twin brother or whoever's flapping about.
How much nonsense was that?
Well, it was all the PR, the ball boy. What's happened to that ball boy now? He just gets a kick.
Is he still around? I don't know. Is he participating in team meals?
Hey, Jose, you say?
Yeah. I think he stays because you believe that there is something there that you can get out of him, and maybe Mourinho believes that he can be the coach that actually gets that from Dele Alli.
All of this nonsense has been building to the one big question.
Yeah.
Does Harry Kane stay or go in the summer?
Now, Spurs would love for him to stay. Dele Alli, Heung-min Son, Lucas Moura, all these guys would love for Harry Kane to stay. I'm going to take this from the angle of what I would do if I were Harry Kane.
Yep.
I would look at this list and say to myself, this is the best we have to offer? Mm-hmm. This is what we got? How are we going to compete regularly with Liverpool, with Manchester City, with whatever Manchester United does, with whatever Chelsea's doing, how are we going to compete?
No Champions League next season, probably.
We are nowhere in the picture. The picture of those top teams is here, and we're over there hanging out.
Yep.
Completely off the picture. And so if I'm Harry Kane, I'm thinking, you know what? This was supposed to be my club.
Yes.
In my heart. And you got to stop making emotional decisions when it comes to business. You have to make a pragmatic decision and what's best for you and your career. Take your profile where it belongs, Harry Kane, to a worldwide importance, not the local importance of Spurs. Go on, son.
Ali Moreno, thank you very much. Spurs fans are going to love that, I'm sure. Everyone will completely agree with you. Of course, a lot more content here on ESPN FC on YouTube.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.